Hello Canterbury, it is Monday the 8th of September. Did you enjoy that fantastic weather over the weekend? We headed out to Amberley, to the Domain out there yesterday. They had a classic car sort of festival event happening, and it was wonderful to see so many passionate car owners and their vehicles, and there was cars of all ages. That was a lovely way to spend Father's Day, and I hope you did spoil your Father's Day. Well, on Friday you did know that we had some passes to give away to Bob Dylan, who's rocking into town on Wednesday, and our winners are Dads, Dallas Hughes and Sam Tranter. So congratulations to you, Dads, and I hope you enjoy Wednesday night at Horncastle Arena.
These wowed audiences in Hamilton and across Australia. Now Bob Dylan brings his sold-out tour to Christchurch. One show only at Horncastle Arena on Wednesday, September 10. Bob Dylan. Get your tickets today from Ticketek.
Cool. Excellent. Well, coming up on today's show, we met another muso, Shayna King. She's here to talk about her new single. And we see a clip from our wonderful CTV News team, and it's about Knox Church. And if you have not been down Victoria Street, well, shame on you. You need to get into that CBD. It is looking beautiful, right on the corner there of Belly Ave and Victoria Street, but we'll see a little bit of that later. Now, I was a bit mean before I said what's pink and, you know, follically challenged, but he's got a great sense of humour, and that's Mr. Anthony Goff, and he is the ambassador for everything about the CBD. How are you, sir?
Absolutely wonderful.
And thank you so much. And I'll tell you what, our fashion angels connected, and we just sort of matchy-matched. I think it's fine. It's a fine thing.
We did that last time.
We did, see?
Unbelievable, unknown to each other.
Hey, let's get into what's happening in the retail precinct at the moment in the CBD.
An awful lot is actually happening. In the last 2 months, we've got Nick Hunt's development, which is Casual Square. It's right from Hereford Street all the way to Ballantyne's. There's a huge big crane up there. It's going flat out. You're going to have Hereford Street finished by October next year. Casual Street of that is October 2016. The terrace, as you know, has been quietly chugging along.
Yeah.
We're actually spending money on steel there at the moment, and we'll be back in full flight in October this year. It's only a month away, and delivery of stage 1 April next year, so it's all go. And then you've got the Triangle Centre. It's been fenced off. Nick, you've got Tim Glasson, who's into that, and he's a fantastic plan. Doesn't make financial sense, but he says he wants to build an icon, and isn't that wonderful? And then you've got Philip Carter, who's cut the deal with Council over the crossing car park, is going to replace it, make it 2.5 times the size, and that development will also go underway. So by the end of 2016, we're going to see an enormous amount of the central retail area of Christchurch built and going. Plus we've got the new bus exchange next year, Justice Precinct 2016, so I'm saying 2 years' time, the centre of the city is going to be awesome.
A definite facelift there. Now you're actually the chairman of the CBD Business Group, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
That's incredible. And tell us, there was a big shoes were left by Paul Lonsdale. Of course, we went into council. So what's happening there?
Well, we went out looking for a replacement, and the advertisement on Seek says, looking for a superstar, and we will get a superstar. The job application's closed tonight, and we're meeting tomorrow morning. We've got an interview team of 4 of us, but there's been some fantastic applicants. So that person, I'll bring the person along to your show, male or female, don't know yet, we're open to anyone, but we're looking for a superstar. And what a fantastic job. Someone who'll pull the whole centre city. So we're saying within the frames, you've got New Regent Street, you've got High Street, you've got Restart, you've got all the businesses in there, and they've got to pull that all together and make the city the fantastic place it really will be in the future.
Yeah, waving the flag, really. So what's some exciting things that you're finding at the moment? Because obviously there's a lot of planning happening, but is there any surprises that you're coming along the way with the rebuild in the CBD?
Yes, well, actually in the last 2 months, there's been a real uplift in interest and confidence of all the people, all the owners in there, and that came as a bit of a surprise because it's been a bit slow and quiet and lonely in there for me, but actually it's all starting. And then you've got the opening of Strangers Lane, and everyone said, oh, the people won't come back to the centre city and the hospitality, it's all gone to the suburbs. Well, poor old hospitality in Strangers Lane, they've had to bring extra security on to actually cope with the crowds.
Yeah, I heard
Fantastic precinct. So that's the corner of Litchfield Street and High Street, and that's what the CB is going to be all about, is a fantastic array of outstanding hospitality. hospitality.
Well, let's talk about the hospitality, especially on the terrace, because that's your baby. Who's coming back? Have you got, obviously it's not that far away, as you said, October, the first stage. So let's, people know where the terrace is, but first stage, whereabouts on the terrace will that be in relation to the mall, the Cashel Mall?
Right, well, it's the centre part of the bit between, on Oxford Terrace, between the Bridge of Remembrance, Cashel Street and Hereford Street.
Ah, that main hub.
Yes, so the buildings that are standing up in the air at the moment, you see, that's about the height they are. They're 1, 2, 3, 4-storey buildings. They're not big, tall, 7-storey buildings. No, it's low height along there. It's people scale, and it's got these fabulous open laneways, so it's not a tunnel that you're going to be going down. No, you've got this little street, and on cafes either side and outside tables and chairs. Absolutely wonderful.
Convention centre, that's a bit of a talk of topics. I mean, Auckland, of course, the casino's backing it, so that's helping with money in the government. How do you feel about the convention centre?
Very, very important for the rebuild of Christchurch. I know a lot of people say, oh, we can't afford it. We can't afford not to have it. Every convention brings enormous money to Christchurch, and I always say they arrive with loose wallets, and it's wonderful for the city spend. Critical. We've got some wonderful partners coming on. You've got Ngāi Tahu, the TART group. You've got this big Australian convention group that's coming in. So great partnership going on there. It is fantastic. A lot of work, water going under the bridge, a lot of planning. They're only just moving into it, but it is critical we have a big convention centre. It'll be the second biggest one in New Zealand, and we need to be able to handle up to 2,000 people in our convention at any one time.
What do you think about the new stadium? Do you think we should be fast-tracking it?
No.
What are your feelings on it?
Not at all. I love our Canterbury Stadium. You're right there in the game. The tickets are always sold out before the game starts. So you say, shucks, better rush in and get my ticket. Whereas you had a 40,000-seat stadium, you say, oh, it doesn't matter, they won't be full. And the thing feels half empty. I think we should keep the temporary one for the next 10 or so years. So I don't expect to see our stadium built in a hurry. I think it will be some time. We've got to cut our cloth to meet what dollars we've got, and the dollars aren't big enough, and there's more demanding things out there. So my vote would be delay it.
And unintentionally, it has become a bit of an entertainment hub, hasn't it, on the location it is there, using the resources that are already there.
It's great.
So how do you see the council paying for it all?
Well, that's a tricky one. My biggest worry is that none of us want to see an escalation in rates. So what I see is we don't have to seriously look at council assets and say, are there some things perhaps we don't need? Now, you mustn't sell off the things like the airport shares and the Littleton Harbour Board and that sort of thing. But there are some things we used to have shares in Selwyn Plantation Board. What on earth we are investing in that for, I do not know. So some of those sort of things I think we should get rid of. Do they really need to own all the car park buildings? Could they do some partnerships in town? Those are the sort of things, a bit of lateral thinking, and things like the stadium, delay the jolly thing and get on with it. So a bit of partnering, what they call PPP, public-private partnerships, and perhaps some more borrowing, and delay some things. Mustn't see a big escalation in rates. Very tricky thing for our council to manage, but I think they're doing really well with it.
And that was my next question, was going to ask you, how do you feel about the council? What do you think for our current council?
I think it's a whole lot of new councillors. They're passionate about the city. They're conscious of not doing rate increases. None of us want to see rate increases, but we all would like to see the city rebuilt as fast as possible. And there's a balance, and I think they're doing a great job doing that.
Is the CBD going to be for families, or is it just about entertainment and hospitality?
No, it's going to be business and families, and there's a rebuild of residential that's starting to gather pace. Absolutely wonderful. And fortunately, it's not going to be those $1.5 million apartments we used to have in the city. I'm expecting to see the real growth in the sort of $500,000 apartments that there's a big market for, and we're already seeing a real sort of trend going. I'm hearing all these developers who are talking about it at the moment. So give us another year and I think you'll see things springing up left, right and centre. We need 20 or 30,000 people living within the CBD in the next 10 or 20 years. We'll see 20,000 within 20 years.
Fantastic. You heard it right here, Mr. Anthony Goth, and looking fantastic as normal. Well, next time we see you, please bring he or she into us, the new, what will they be called?
Central City Business Association Manager.
Oh, say that 3 times. Okay. Good luck with the interviewing, Anthony. Always lovely to see you. Now stay with us after the break, talking about the CBD, Knox Church. We have a look at a wonderful CTV News clip.
Let's face it, everyone has an agenda. And guess what? So do I. Every week, I'll pick 3 stories that grab my attention. Agenda with me, Brent Goff.
Come on down to Ferrymead Golf. Care for a game of paintball? How about some swings on the old driving range? Or on our par 3 9-hole golf course? Test your skills on the mini golf course or have a go at the airgun shooting range. Then relax at the Wow Cafe with one of our super succulent Wow Burgers. Whether you want to perfect your swing or are looking for a fun family day out, come down to Ferrymead Golf, 50 Ferrymead Park Drive, right next to the Ferrymead Heritage Park.
It's Blackhorse Mazda Demolition Sale, with prices on selected demonstrators that'll blow you away. BT50 4x4 from $39,995. CX5 from $35,595. Mazda 6 LTD from $49,995. CX9 from $55,495. And Mazda 3 from $30,800. The clock's ticking. These prices could blow any second. Call Blackhorse Mazda Sockburn today.
Introducing My Freeview.
This fella doesn't just preserve your right to watch free digital TV. It fits your viewing around your life. Too busy putting out fires? Record at the touch of a button. Want to watch one channel and record another? You can. And if you need to nip away,
Hit pause, even a live show.
for a one-off payment, you can enjoy Freeview when it suits you, not someone else.
It's like having your own TV station at home without monthly fees or contracts. My Freeview. It's Kiwi for TV.
Welcome to Caltex Redwood. We're a family-owned business proudly supporting our local community. We're open 24/7 for fuel and shop goods, and we have an amazing team of people ready to help you. Save at least 6 cents per litre using AA Smart Fuel cards. We also offer great value on our LPG bottle fills. We have a full workshop and Bridgestone Tyre Centre. Our mechanics and tyre technicians will get your car sorted. Caltex Redwood. We're just down from St Bede's on Main North Road. Caltex Redwood. What drives you?
Al Jazeera News. International news right off the satellite, bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage of world events. Al Jazeera News. Weekday mornings at 6 o'clock. Right here on CTV.
So Anthony Golf has now got you excited about the CBD even further. And Knox Church, that is located on the corner of Belly Ave and Victoria Street, is looking fantastic. Here we have a clip from our CTV's news team. They are fantastic. They're out there spreading all that wonderful news about Canterbury.
Well done.
Drilling the last bolt into the roof, Earthquake Minister Jerry Brownlee was on hand to help in the restoration of Knox Church.
Putting on the roof has always been a traditional sort of significant development along the way, and we're really looking forward to moving into the church and being able to throw the doors open, welcome the community in.
The quake bracing technology, which is being used to strengthen the church, was a first for New Zealand and possibly unique worldwide. Minister Brownlee commended the work done to save and rebuild the church.
And what they've done, I think, is blend beautifully the heritage parts that they could save with some very modern exteriors.
Confessing he didn't realise the beauty which was hidden within the church.
I think this is fantastic. This is a beautiful old building. I have to confess that until the earthquakes took the exterior walls down, I had no idea how impressive the roof structure inside this particular church is.
The restoration began in December 2011, being led by project manager Ron Keating.
It's actually been a dream job because there's so much passion and enthusiasm from everyone involved.
Designed to be a community building, the church will seat around 400 people, with the ability to cater to concerts and plays.
Acoustically, the building has been designed for such use, so we're quite excited about the prospects of the public being able to enjoy the interior of the church.
The congregation has raised the $5.5 million for the rebuild, with help from the wider community, grants and insurance funds.
The congregation see this as a really important part of the development of the ministry from Knox here. You know, clearly there's an element of rebuilding what has been broken, restoring what we've lost. But more than that, it's actually giving us the impetus to think more deeply about our community here, who's around, what we can do in the city, as, you know, a church in a really important kind of neighbourhood.
This Knox church, one of many signs the city's rebuild is gaining pace.
All in all, though, you look at a street like the one we're standing in, a lot of work going on, a lot of change coming to the city, and I think it's going to be quite a splendid result in the end.
The landmark is planned to be fully reopened in November. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Thanks, Emma. Well, congratulations to the congregation for actually raising all of those funds themselves. Well done to you all. Stay with us after the break. We meet up with Shana King.
Arts 21 showcases the vast creative talent and minds that are making a name for themselves in Europe and beyond. Think outside the square with Arts 21.
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
Come in and meet the locals at the Bush Inn Centre. Whether it's to grab a coffee on the go or to catch up with a friend over lunch or dinner, the Bush Inn Centre is the perfect place. With our unique range of shops, you'll find everything you're looking for and more. Our friendly locals are always happy to help. We have plenty of parking at the Bush Inn Centre, making your shopping experience just a little bit easier. So come in, meet the locals and shop Bush Inn. You'll find us on the corner of Riccarton and Waimari Roads.
Canterbury Live coming to you daily at 4:30. It's all about what's happening in your region, Canterbury, what's hot, what's not, and much more. Canterbury Live. There's nothing more beautiful than a solo artist, really them taking the stage and taking their career by their own chance. And Shana King is one of those, and here is a little bit of her new single. And here she is now, Shana King. Welcome to Canterbury Live. And as you said, behind every great singer, of course, there may be a band if you're lucky enough.
Definitely.
And you do have a band.
Yes, I have a great band.
Yeah, so big ups to them. So you've just released this song. So what is it called?
Calling You.
Ah, so where did the inspiration come from?
I wrote this song on New Year's Eve, this past New Year's Eve, just gone. And I think it was kind of just trying to inspire myself to get out of my comfort zone and just basically summarising the story that I've been through over the past few years with my music as well. So it's all about just reaching out of your comfort zone and following your dreams, I guess.
So where did your dream start then, Shana, with music?
I've always played and I've been songwriting and playing guitar since I was quite young, but I've been recording and releasing music for the past couple of years and gigging full time. So yeah, I guess it's just one step after another, and yeah, once you start, it's kind of just you end up following that route, I guess, and you can't really hold yourself back.
And do you like the stuff, the promoting part of it, or do you rather just be on the stage?
I would rather be spending more time songwriting, like I guess most self-managed artists would be doing. But I do enjoy that other side of it as well. I mean, we did a tour in May where I spent a lot of time promoting that and organising that, and obviously the new single. So yeah, I mean, when you're starting out, there's a lot of roles that you do need to take on. So, but yeah, I enjoy it.
So how can we purchase the song then?
iTunes.
Yeah?
So just search Calling You or Shayna King and it will come up. Yeah, iTunes and most other online stores as well, like Amplifier, which is a New Zealand music store online. Yeah.
Very cool. We better hear it on the airways as well. So what are your movements now? You said you've been touring. So where were you touring?
We did a New Zealand tour in May for New Zealand Music Month. So we started off in Wellington, then we went up to Auckland and then back down to the South Island and Christchurch Geraldine. So.
Oh, neat. So getting really out into the burbs and that. So are you planning on going touring again then, Shayna? Especially with the release of the single?
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully I want to do a South Island, a bit more of an extensive tour around the South Island towards the end of this year or the start of next year. As well as I have plans for Australia. We're actually going to Australia tomorrow to kind of see if we can make some plans. So yeah,
oh, really?
Yeah, a few things in the works. So
going to Sydney, Melbourne?
I'm going to Brisbane tomorrow.
Oh, to Brisbane.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a big music convention called Big Sound, which runs for the week. So should be good.
That's cool. So do you have certain times on stage that you're performing?
We're not performing. We're just going over to kind of network and see what opportunities are available for a New Zealand musician in Australia. So
cool.
Yeah.
Hey Shayna, if someone was going to explain what Shayna is as far as an artist, your music, what would you say to them?
Evolving, I think, yeah, because I put out an album, my first album in December last year, which was a great experience. Coming from that to this new single, there is quite a leap towards the direction I want to go as an artist. And I think even since releasing this song, like I'm writing, songs all the time. So yeah, especially playing with the band, I guess you kind of evolve as an artist quite a lot with their influences musically as well. So yeah, you should expect different things in the future as well.
Well, I'm sure you probably unintentionally, you're influencing other new artists. Who influenced you when you were stepping out into music?
When I was younger, definitely New Zealand singer-songwriters like Ime Kamoa and Brooke Fraser, Bic Runga, definitely. I mean, I aspired to be doing what they were doing and writing songs that I could relate to. So. And
have you met them yet?
Yeah. I mean, New Zealand's very small.
It is a village. I don't want to assume, but yeah.
So I was pretty lucky that I opened for Fly My Pretties last year. So that was when Ime Kamoa was headline, part of that show. So. Yeah, so quite a few musicians there as well.
A bit of a surreal moment.
Yeah.
So your band are travelling with you full time?
They did for the tour, yeah. So I play with a girl, my drummer, Roseanne Burdett. We play around full time in Christchurch. And then when I have shows, I mean, we've got one coming up at the Ducks Live in November with the full band, and also playing for Ice Fest.
Oh yes, yeah, cool.
In September, end of September. So yeah, we'll have the full band for that as well. So
when's the next date? Because that's what I was going to ask you.
Yes,
nice segue there.
I can't think if it's the right date, but maybe I want to say the 26th of September.
Of September.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check.
But if we go to your Facebook page, which is like Shayna King Music, that's pretty easy, isn't it? We can find out your next gig and
definitely.
So forth.
I also have a gig guide on my website, which is shaynaking.com.
Too easy.
So yeah.
And thank you so much, because you've given us a single to give away on the show today.
Yes.
Very cool. Thank you. So just call through to Marianne on 03 3777 033. Thank you so much for coming in today. It was an absolute pleasure. We look forward to seeing what happens coming out of Brisbane.
Yeah,
this could be an opportunity and to hit the big time in Aussie, but as long as you promise they don't claim you as being theirs.
Yeah.
Because they have a bit of that habit, the Australians, to do that, don't they? Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. As you can see, it was a real lovely local feel today. We had Anthony Goff and the beautiful Knox Church. Local girl tomorrow, Sophie Pascoe, she's right here in the studio. And we talked to Amnesty International. See you tomorrow.